Mrs. Masud, are you around? Kids are ready? All right. Kavita, can we take over? I want Sakshi next to me for the sequencing. The first lot can go. A big round of applause for Kavita Garla, who's a mom in the book, and she was, I think, number 3? Yes. Lovely. So, supporting us through and through, and now supporting us with MC role as well. Please give a big round of applause to her for supporting us through the event, and with all her graces, it's only going to become more beautiful. Thank you. Go there. Thank you.
Good evening. Pune. Good evening, Pune. Come on, make some noise. Yes. So, in the last 1 hour, I have noticed something. I want you all to tell me if you have noticed it too. Have you seen Shikha's energy is changed? Yeah, she's more exuberant. I think there's a kind of a freedom in her that, okay, this event is happening. Of course, she's not listening to me, but
I'm coming. Sorry, I'm always working in the background.
No, Shikha, we feel like your energy has changed suddenly since afternoon. It's alive.
It has to be. It's
Yes.
taken 2.5 years to come here to get this, and generations of mums to come here to stand up. The energy has to be high.
Absolutely.
It has
Have you all noticed her sari? What does it say on it? Ma. Yes. So life doesn't come with a manual. It comes with a mother. Nothing can be compared to a mother's love in this world, as it is the purest form of love. Do you all agree? Yes. We want audience to be with us. So, do you all agree that a mother's love is the purest form of love? Yes. This side? Yes. Okay. So, that's what we're doing here today, right? We are celebrating this love. What better way to celebrate this pure love than acknowledging the presence of this wonderful group of moms who are here today. I want to start with a huge round of applause for all the mothers who made it, either virtually or sitting here. So, okay, are the virtual moms listening to us also, I guess? So, to make this event happen, we need a lot of help. Help from people, from companies, from organizations who want to come forth and say, we are going to partner with you. And so today, I want to start this event by thanking our sponsors. First, with a round of applause before I announce all the names. Thank you, thank you, thank you from all the mothers who are here today. So I'm just going to read out our sponsor partners. So please acknowledge them and appreciate them at the end. To start off with, we have publishing partner, Bija House, print partner, Imprint, RSA Creatives, host partner, Just Be, supporting partners, One Good, Eating Potatoes, Millet Amma, Blue Brigade, Sundarji Global Academy, Jishnu Mitra Foundation, Bangalore Dry Fruits, Suchita Pal, Positive Prime, The Art of Living, The Art of Diffusion, Ditya, Chef Vikram and team, Diageo, Core Fitness, Mr. Kaushik, Sandhya Raman, Chef Ebizer Harsanwala, Vinayak and Ravinder Savadi, and of course, the host for this beautiful occasion, the Oxford Golf Course. So thank you everyone for making this possible for us, the mothers, to be here today. So like every auspicious occasion, especially in India, we usually start with lighting of the lamp. And so today, we want to do that too. So let us begin. Shikha, are we lighting the lamp there? Okay. So while we organize that, can we start with the invocation song? Lamp? Okay. So let us begin today's auspicious evening with the lighting of the lamp. Lighting of the lamp signifies the removal of darkness and of letting in the light. And to do this honor, we invite on stage Mrs. Mohini Anand, Shikha's mother-in-law. Is she here? Yes. Mr. Kuldeep Khanna, Shikha's father. Yes. Yes, come on. And partner in crime to Shikha, Mr. Rohit Anand. And our chief guest, Neeta Lad. Ma'am, if you could join us. And of course, the one and only Shikha Khanna. Shikha, come.
Come on, everyone.
This is truly, truly a very, very blessed occasion. And as you all can see, on the other side, the sun is setting. And one of our partners, Nidhi Nahata, has requested that we all just sit in silence for 2 minutes while the sun sets. So can we do all that? Yeah? Come on. So let's thank God, thank the universe that we're all here today and just sit in silence for 2 minutes. Thank you, everyone. And Nidhi, thank you for the suggestion. I think you just aligned all of us to be here in body, mind, and spirit. Thank you. Okay. So we have a very special segment to seek the blessings of the Almighty God by Manasi Bhagwat. She is a dance movement therapist from Sundarji Institute of Special Schools. Please help me welcome Manasi. Thank you so much, Mansi. That was beautiful. And a perfect beginning to a beautiful evening. Now, it's going to be really heartwarming to see the dance performance of special children from the Sundarji Institute of Special School. 12 children will be performing to various dance forms to give you a kaleidoscope of India's diverse and rich cultural heritage. This is really a treat, not just for your eyes, but for the heart and for your soul. So please give these kids a huge welcome. Come inside. Yeah. एक मिनट इधर ही रुकिए. Woo! These are all the mothers of the children. And now we have a special surprise. What is the surprise?
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Please don't take my sunshine away.
We want all of you to stay on stage because we wanted to take a group photo with our chief guest. Will you all stay on stage? Yes? How did the mothers like this? I see some tears. Was it a good surprise? Surprise था? अच्छा था? एक word describe करने के लिए कैसे feel? बहुत अच्छा. Thank you. Yes. So we have our chief guest with us, Mrs. Neeta Lad, who is going, we want her to take a group photo. Kirtana, Kirtana. Come. Yeah.
Can we just have a standing ovation also for moms standing here who have dedicated themselves and not given up on any day by not being with them and supporting them and all the smiles and all the tears. I've been telling everyone this stage is for the tears. So it's okay, we're going to honor the tears because so much hard work goes. So thank you moms for everything, for everything. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is also for mums, and I really wanted the mums to join in. So thank you so much. And thank you to the teachers who are like mums to them and working so hard. And these tears are so beautiful because I just have no words what this stage is creating. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I told you that this experience is going to touch your hearts. So yesterday, at the Mothers United moment, we celebrated a day of impact. And what did we have lined up for yesterday is nearly a full day spending with all these kids. We danced, we looked at their academic excellence, they did experiments for us, and so you can imagine what happened to all the mothers who were there, right? And many of us didn't sleep last night thinking about the kind of experience that we had. And the person responsible for this experience was the director and Mrs. Masrat. We are going to call upon you. So the director and co-founder of Sundarji Global Academia. She spearheads 6 institutions, and she has a habit of making people cry. We love her, Mrs. Masrat.
Thank you so much. Good evening, moms. I think I've met all of you all. I'm going to make it very short. I may be the co-founder, director, but so good evening, moms. Happy to be with you as one of the moms. I may be the co-founder, director of Sundarji's Global Academia. I just wanted to tell you that I think the work that we all do, including me and you, has to reach back to the society in a very, very big way, in whatever way we all can contribute. At Sundarji's Global Academia, everything is about inclusivity. There cannot be life without inclusion. Inclusion of neurodiversified children, adolescents, mixed abilities, everybody. So that's what we do. A kindergarten with inclusion, special school, mainstream school with inclusion, courses, teachers training for inclusion, everything. I mean, from the time we get up to the time we sleep, I think we breathe inclusion. And I think when you will start practicing it in your daily life, I think this world will be a better place to live with. So I think we need to, that line that we have between neurotypical to neurodiversified, we need to erase that line. And I humbly request you that we need to do it very, very consciously. Thank you. Thank you for having my kids here, my dance therapist here. You know how emotional my parents were. They are the most powerful moms today. And thank you for making me have this performance for them. Thank you so much.
Okay, I don't think I need this, but yeah. Okay, so we have so much more to do, so we are going to quickly move on to our next segment. I want to call upon the stage Patty Kramer. She represents Positive Prime, one of our greatest supporters for this movement that we call MUM. So please welcome Patty. She's going to tell you what Positive Prime is all about.
All right. Imagine, if you can, with me for a minute, taking 1,000 images, all beautiful and all very positive, and running them on a screen in front of yourself for even just a few minutes every day. Imagine what that would do for your positivity and for feeling good about the world that you live in. This is really what Positive Prime is all about. It's taking a simple tool and playing a movie of sorts on a laptop or your phone and feeling better in just those few minutes a day. In addition to 1,000 images that are all carefully selected and they're scientifically chosen for certain reasons, imagine when there are statements that go along with those that are also really important, really simple, that make you feel something also different. What if the statements are things like, I am happy with myself, or I love my family, or I know that I have a successful plan for my life. It could be anything. But when those statements go along with those images, again, there's a reset going on in your subconscious mind, something that you can't get to that easily when you just tell it to yourself or put the statement on the mirror of your car as you're driving around during the day. So take those two things, and now imagine with me that there are 150 of these, what we call sessions, on different topics. The topics could be on confidence, or procrastinating, or family, or calming your mind before sleep. And when you add those all together, this becomes an even more powerful tool for change, because you get to pick exactly what you would like to work on and change in your life. So what does this have to do with why we're here today, talking about mothers and the movement that our amazing and wonderful Shikha Khanna has started? When she saw this tool, what happened to her was she connected with the images. She's a photographer. And she saw these beautiful images, and it felt like she had, in a way, come home to a new idea. And the idea for her was, what if I could create a session about moms for moms, to support mothers in all the things that we do every single day to make the world a better place. The things we do at home, the things we do everywhere. So that's what we embarked on to do. And we have a session called Messages for Mothers from Mothers. That is what will make a big difference as we move forward with our book. So we not only have a wonderful book with the stories of 100 moms, but we have a session with all kinds of moms from all over, everywhere, and the 100 images that our 100 moms created in their self-portrait project. So as we look at this unfolding, we see this can be a support for any mom anywhere, and also support our movement in a very visual, enticing, appealing, and lovely way, to be honest. So I'd like to have a minute to show what this is, because sometimes it's a little hard to understand. And then I'll wrap up with a couple of short things. So can we show the video now? All right. So you can play that for much longer, or you can play that for a much shorter period of time. But I guess now that you can see it, you have an idea of what I just said. Now, one last thing that you can do with this session is you can put your own images in there. You can put in the favorite people in your life. You can add to that, and you can have your family members, your dreams, your goals, your desires, the history of your life and memories that you have that make you feel even better and richer. So I hope you'll imagine with me how you could use a tool like this in your life, and that we can use this in many ways to support moms as we go forward with our movement. There is a little piece of paper on your tables which gives you a little bit more information about Positive Prime, and also if you want information at the very bottom where you can go to find out more about getting a trial and to learn more. Thank you.
Thank you, Patty, for sharing and telling us a little more about Positive Prime. Are all of you having a good time? Yes? Isn't this evening beautiful? Only a few of, I think only the mothers are having a good time. What about the rest of you? Yes! And I want to take this opportunity to thank the press who are here. We really appreciate that you felt that this was an important event and you wanted to come and cover it. Thank you very much. So moving on, I would like to call on stage a woman who has her very own inspiring story as a mother. She is very kind, generous, and we really appreciate everything that she has done to make this event happen in Pune for all of us. She is a philanthropist, a social worker, and the founder of Antodaya Pratishthan. I would like to welcome our chief guest, Mrs. Neeta Lad, to the stage to share some inspiring words with us. Come on, everyone.
Thank you. Namaste. I am Mrs. Neeta Lad. मैं आपको मेरी छोटी सी कहानी बताऊंगी, पर मैं हिंदी में बताने वाली हूँ क्योंकि मैं आपके दिल तक पहुँचना चाहती हूँ. निधि यहाँ पर है जिन्होंने ये इवेंट के साथ इनको बहुत हेल्प की है. निधि मेरी दोस्त है और शिखा के बारे में उन्होंने मुझे जस्ट 15 दिन पहले बताया कि ऐसे ऐसे वो एक बुक लिख रही है और आप थोड़ा उसमें हेल्प कीजिए. तो मैं ट्रैवल कर रही थी कहीं तो मैंने उसको बोला कि ओके आई विल हेल्प यू. और मैंने उसको बोला बुक किस बात पे है, तो उन्होंने बोला कि मॉम. तो आई सेड कि मॉम पे आप क्या लिखोगे, मॉम के बारे में क्या डेफिनेशन बताना चाहते हो, क्योंकि हर माँ जो है वो गरीब से गरीब भी माँ और वो रिच जो पैसे वाले हैं वो भी माँ का डेफिनेशन नहीं हो सकता बच्चे के लिए, क्योंकि माँ अपने दिल से जान से प्यार करती है अपने बच्चे पे. तो एक गरीब माँ भी जितना प्यार करती है उतना ही एक रिच माँ भी उतना ही प्यार कर सकती है अपने बच्चे को. तो उसमें मैं क्या बोले, और वो हमारा फ़र्ज़ है, ऐसा मैं सोचती हूँ कि हमारे बच्चे को पाल पोस कर बढ़. तो निधि ने बोला नहीं, उसके साथ आप जो ड्रीम्स अचीव करना चाहते हैं जो आपके हैं वो आप कर पाएंगे या वो कर सकते, वो मुझे बताना है. तो मैंने बोला कि ओके. तो डिस्कशन इतना ही हुआ मेरा और निधि का. उसके बाद मैं चली गई बाहर और मेरे जो बाकी लोग हैं उनके साथ वो जुड़ गए थे और उनके लिए हेल्प कर रहे थे. मैंने कल आके निधि से वापस बात की कि निधि मुझे जस्ट बताना कि किस पर बात करनी है, मतलब मेरा डिस्कशन इतना ही हुआ था. तो निधि ने शिखा का मुझे एक फाइल भेजा था, उसमें मैंने थोड़ा पढ़ लिया था कि ऐसे ऐसे है. तो उस पर मैं थैंक्स बोलती हूँ निधि को कि हम इतना काम में व्यस्त होते हैं कि हम निजी ज़िंदगी में हमारे पीछे फ्लैशबैक कभी जाते ही नहीं. हमने बच्चों को बड़ा किया है, वो अपना काम है, फैमिलीज़ को साथ हमारा जो रेपो है वो बढ़ाते हैं, काम में इतने व्यस्त होते हैं कि हम हमारे फ्लैशबैक में कभी नहीं जाते. थैंक्स टू निधि. मैं 2 दिन जो मेरे वेकेशन के थे उधर मैं वही सोच रही थी कि मैंने कैसे जर्नी अपनी स्टार्ट की. मेरा मैं कह सकती हूँ कि मुझे माँ नहीं थी, मैं 5 साल की थी तभी मेरी माँ एक्सपायर्ड हुई थी, तो मुझे माँ का प्यार नहीं पता। पर मैं अपने आजू बाजू के जो लोग हैं इनसे हम सीखते हैं, वो सीखते हुए, और मेरे डैडी पॉलिटिशियन थे तो वो बिजी रहते थे, तो हमको एक्चुअल लाइफ के फंडे जो सिखाने चाहिए वो सिखाने वाला कोई नहीं था, पर हम हमारे आजू बाजू की लोगों से सीख पाते उतना में हम सीख रहे थे। तो मेरी जो मामी है जो पुणे में रहती है, वो उसको मैं आज भी गृह लक्ष्मी बोलती हूँ, क्योंकि उसके घर में जो भी बंदे आते वो कभी भूखे नहीं जाते। तो वो चीज़ उनसे सीखी, जब मैं बचपन से यहाँ आ रही थी तो उनसे वो सीखी। तो जब मेरी शादी हुई, वो भी बहुत ड्रामेटिकल मेरी शादी है, क्योंकि मैंने 19 साल में शादी की, और वो भी भाग के शादी की। मतलब डैडी अलाउ नहीं कर रहे थे, तो कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स आए तो जल्दी शादी की। हस्बैंड भी पढ़ रहे थे, तो लेकिन ही इज़ वेरी, उनके ड्रीम्स बड़े थे, उनको कुछ करना था, तो भाग के शादी की। पर सास ससुर ने बहुत सपोर्ट किया, तो शादी में सक्सेस हो पाए। तो उस टाइम जो स्ट्रगल था, स्ट्रगल में तो मैं अपना जे स्कूल ऑफ में पढ़ रही थी, वो मुझे छोड़ना पड़ा। पर मैंने वो करते करते 1 साल में मुझे बच्चा भी हो गया। तो अभी बच्चे को भी पालना है और पैसे नहीं है हाथ में, क्योंकि सास ससुर तो उतना ही खिला सकते, क्योंकि वो बेसिक फैमिली से थे, इतना पैसे नहीं थे। तो उन्होंने कहा तुझे तो जॉब ही करनी पड़ेगी। पर मैंने सोचा कि चलो 1 साल बेटे को बड़ा, तो मेरे पति ने बोला कि तू तेरा पढ़ाई कंप्लीट कर, पर मैं उतनी मेहनत तो कर सकता हूँ, जबकि वो भी 20 ही साल के थे। पर उन्होंने मुझे सपोर्ट किया करके मैं अपनी पढ़ाई कर रही थी। तो एंड ऑफ मेरे इसमें मुझे बेटी भी पैदा हुई, तो और चैलेंजेस आ गए। तो मैंने बोला चलो 1 साल में और बच्चों को थोड़ा मेरे बड़े करती हूँ, बड़ा करने के लिए माँ का टाइम देना ही चाहिए। तो वो 1 साल में अपने बेटे एक बच्ची के लिए दे रही थी। तो 1 साल के बाद मैंने सोचा अभी मेरे घर के लिए मुझे काम करना ज़रूरी है। तो मैंने अपनी बेटी को क्रश में डाला, फर्स्ट डे ऑफ क्रश। तो मैंने उसको, हमारे यहाँ पे बॉम्बे में जो दरवाजे पे एक लकड़े का ये डालते, उसको फरी बोलते हैं, उसको डालते। मेरी बेटी को मैंने 10 बजे छोड़ा था। जब मैं उसको 5 बजे लेने गई तो वो मेरी बेटी वहीं पे सोई हुई थी हाथ डाल के। तो वो मेरे लिए लास्ट डे था कि मैंने अपने बच्चे को नहीं छोड़ा। मैं अपने बोला कि मैं और थोड़ी मेहनत करूं। मेरे हस्बैंड बोले मेहनत करेंगे पर बच्चों को इस हाल में नहीं छोड़ेंगे। तो ये स्ट्रगल था लाइफ का। ये करते करते उन्होंने भी बिज़नेस अपना अच्छा किया, हमने थोड़ी मेहनत की, बिज़नेस किया। पर बच्चों को थोड़ा सा, मैं थोड़ी स्ट्रिक्ट लगती भी हूँ और हूँ भी, तो थोड़ा सा स्ट्रिक्टली, थोड़ा प्यार से, थोड़ा मतलब जो चीज़ दे सकते हैं हमारी कैपेबिलिटी की वो सब दी उनको, उस तरह से बड़ा किया। पर हमारे ड्रीम्स करने के लिए मुझे तब टाइम नहीं मिल रहा था, क्योंकि हम उतने फाइनेंशियली साउंड नहीं थे। तो वो ड्रीम्स को भी अचीव करना था। तो जिसमें टाइम मिलता था उसमें मैंने अपने फाइन आर्ट का डिग्री लेने की कोशिश करते, थोड़ा सास ससुर ने हेल्प करते करते कर ली। पर मेरी बेटी को मैंने 10th तक पढ़ाया। तब तक मैं अपने घर में थी, पर पति को बिज़नेस में सपोर्ट कर रही थी। पर 10th के बाद कम्प्लीटली बिज़नेस में सपोर्ट किया। और बच्चों को वैल्यूज़ जो है वो हम देते नहीं हैं, हम जो करते हैं वही वो सीखते हैं। तो उनको वो बॉन्डिंग, वो सब प्यार उससे ही मिलता है और जो आजू बाजू में होता है। मैंने अपने बच्चों को कभी नहीं बोला था कि तुम 92-93% लेके आओ, जबकि मेरे नेबर्स थे जो बच्चे 92% ले रहे थे। मेरी बेटी ने 10th में 60% लिए। बट मैंने पूरी बिल्डिंग में पेड़े बांटे। मैंने उसको कभी बोला था कि अचीव करो लाइफ में, ड्रीम अचीव करो। तो उसने भी वो जब आज वो खुद उसका IT डिपार्टमेंट में कैमरा स्मार्ट सिटी प्रोजेक्ट करती है। उसकी 200 करोड़ की कंपनी है, पर 30 साल की है, 30 इयर्स की है। और वो आज भी उसकी गई साल ही शादी हुई है, तो आज भी वो अपने पति का और उसका डब्बा बना के लेके जाती है। तो वो वैल्यूज़ उसको पता है कि माँ ने मेहनत की थी, मुझे भी मेहनत करनी है। तो वो दिखते हैं, या वो मेहनत का भी नहीं है, आज तो उसको वो सब मिला है, सब उसके पास है, पर वो तो भी करती है क्योंकि उससे बॉन्डिंग बढ़ती है। तो बच्चे सीखते हैं माँ से। और मैं आपका टाइम ज़्यादा नहीं लूँगी। मैं अभी मेरे कंपनी में 90,000 पीपल काम करते हैं ऑल ओवर इंडिया, पर मैं उनकी माँ हूँ। तो मैं सिर्फ 2 बच्चे की माँ नहीं, मैं 90 लोगों की, एक घरों को चलाते हैं तो हम 90 घरों को मैं संभालती हूँ, तो मैं उनकी माँ हूँ। और उस तरह से ही मेरे बच्चे भी उनके साथ बॉन्डिंग रखते हैं। तो वो सब देख के एक मन को तसल्ली होती कि ज़िंदगी में हम तो बड़े हुए लेकिन बच्चों को कुछ सोसाइटी की वैल्यूज़ है वो देने में कामयाब हो गए। मैं अभी शिखा का शुक्रगुजार करना चाहती हूँ क्योंकि उसने ये जो कुछ बुक की सोच भी, मतलब ये सोच उसके लिए बहुत बड़ी है और हमको यहाँ स्टेज पे आके बोलने का मौका उसलिए मिला, तो मैं पहले तो उसका अभिनंदन करती हूँ कि उसने ये कुछ सोचा तो हम यहाँ पर आने पाए। और इतनी सारी माएँ भी उनको अपना जो उन्होंने फेस किया है वो सबके सामने लाने में मदद हो गई, तो उनको भी मैं थैंक्स बोलती हूँ। और सबसे बड़ा थैंक्स वो जो बच्चे यहाँ पे नाचे उनकी माँओं को और उनकी टीचर को, जो टीचर ने बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ती है और वो माँ में उनमें ज़्यादा पेशेंस है, जो हमने वो पेशेंस है इसलिए आज वो इधर खड़ी हो पाई। और वो बच्चों को देख के हमको भी सब माएँ रो रही थी क्योंकि हर माँ को अपना बच्चा जान से प्यारा होता है, वो उन्होंने आज दिखा दिया। यहाँ पे बच्चे इतने अच्छे से नाचे और उन्होंने माँ पीछे रो रही थी सब, तो थैंक्स टू देम और थैंक यू वेरी मच मेरे 2 शब्द सुनने के लिए।
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your inspiring story. This is the first of many stories you're going to hear today. I call upon Nidhi. Please come and honor ma'am for being our chief guest, for making so much possible for all of us. Thank you. Why don't you stand? Stand still. All right. Thank you so much. And we have a very exciting speaker next. We all love her here. She's a portrait photographer who has studied photography from the International College of Professional Photography. She is India's first baby and child photographer and has probably photographed over 10,000 families in the past 20 years, and many of them are in the audience today. I had a lot of stuff written about her introduction, but I don't think I want to read all that. Just wanted to tell all of you that she's a heart and soul of this project that we call Mom. The reason we are all gathered here today is because of her. She has reignited our dreams. For many, she's given them the permission to dream bigger and celebrate not only motherhood, but also all the other accomplishments that we have, and shown us the bigger picture and aspired all of us to be and do more. And one more thing about her is she never gave up. She's a dreamer. She held our dreams in her heart, in her hands. And that's the reason we're all here today, gathered in this beautiful place, celebrating mothers. Please help me welcome the dreamer, the author of the 100 Moms, 100 Dreams, 100 Self-Portraits, Shikha Khanna.
I promise I won't cry, so I'm going to take a little deep breath. And I don't think I can say too much. Generations have gone. Generations have gone. Mothers have said, Can you hear my story? Mothers have wished to just express themselves, and years have passed. Years have passed, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and they've gone. They've gone. And nobody heard their story. At present, many mothers are sitting as well, where just life is just passing by, and all they are focused is, my child. It's okay. Let them go away. I'll take care of myself. So, somebody had to stand up. Somebody had to stand up because I'm a mom as well. I don't think any of us can deny that, not even one can say that we were birthed by somebody else. I think everyone here sitting was birthed by a mom. Everyone. That's the power that's moving this whole thing. But that's the silent sufferer who's been sitting there, waiting. Somebody hear me. I want to speak. Let my child grow up. We had to stop that. We had to stop that. And it was not a mom in India. It was not a mom from a particular culture. It was a mom everywhere. It was just a small dream of mine first, that somebody hear my story. The second dream, please somebody hear my mom's story. And then, one after the other, 100 more moms were held in this dream. And we've created a stage. I just want to say thank you for coming here. Little request. It's taken years for them to tell this story. It doesn't matter how well they say it, how well it's written, how long it is, how small it is. Even if we have a minute extra to hear them, cheer them up, it's worth it. Because she's only going to become more powerful from here. With this little pad, little clap, this little thing that we're doing. We're not doing too much. Just giving our listening ears to them and say, we are here to support you. And virtually many moms are supporting, sitting there. I know there are a lot of tears happening, a lot of choking happens when I go virtually, and all of them couldn't come here. So in order to do that, in order to participate and not just be a listener and say, okay, let's finish this and go for dinner, I've created a little brochure for all of you on the table. All the mums' photos are there in the sequence. Some mums couldn't make it, we'll jump the sequence there. Give a pat, give a congratulations to them, give them you're amazing, you're brave, you did it. And I will collate it and take it to them so that they knew that they mattered. It is a big deal. Stop saying, what's the big deal? You're just a mother. What's the big deal? It is a very big deal. The generation depends on her. She's working hard day and night. It is a very big deal. So please, give these 2 hours to yourself. It's taken a lot for them. And since they've arrived here, many stories have changed. I don't think it changed, but they became braver to tell their stories more boldly. Hold that space and give this 2 hours to the moms. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shikha. And like she said, give us the space, hold our dreams in your hands. It takes a lot, it took a lot for all of us to come forward to share our stories. We just hope that the rest of the evening will be as special and as dear to you as it was for us. So before we start the reading, we are going to do a little inauguration of our coffee table book. For that, I want to invite, yes, we can clap, our print partner, Mr. Kuldeep Khanna, our publishing partner, Ms. Geeta Saigal, our host partner, Ms. Nidhi Nahata, and Shikha's partner, Mr. Rohit Khanna. Rohit Anand, sorry. See? Chief guest. And of course, our chief guest, Mrs. Neeta Lad. Rohit, sorry I changed your name today. Come on. So now is the moment that we've all been waiting for. We have many of the mothers here who've traveled from different parts of the country as well as the world, who are going to read out their stories as their picture comes on screen. That's the picture which is in their book. So there's not going to be an MC for the next half an hour. It's just going to be about the mothers and their stories. So we request all of you to please show us some love, show us some kindness, embrace our stories as much as we have embraced each other's stories. So thank you.
Mom,
Ma, Amma. These words were beyond the horizon for me. Losing my twins because of an ectopic pregnancy brought me to a place where motherhood was a no-show and doctors had given up hope. Adoption felt like my only choice. My father said, "Do you really need to adopt a child? Have patience, you're still young, and maybe the time isn't right. It will come." A few months later, the time did come, and it was definitely a miracle. There is only 1 in a million chance for someone with only one fallopian tube to conceive a baby. I was first time mom, conscious and cautious. I did what was required. Am I nurturing my child or am I holding him back? I am glad I realized what I was doing and my husband Ravi supported my thought. Reflecting upon this behavior made me realize my childhood was with lovable guardians who took care of me and always were cautious about my upbringing. As I was away from my parents, I had always got whatever I wanted and was pampered. Still, I had to learn many things the hard way when I moved to another guardian's home. I had to learn to be resilient, confident, and self reliant. I felt lost as a teenager trying to find her whereabouts. Education had taken a toll. My class peers looked smarter than me, achieved better than mine. A deep, sad feeling prevailed, and I lost that sense of security. That is when I realized that nurturing a child in their early years in a secure arms of a mom is very important for greater adulthood. I had to be a catalyst to help them explore their own body, mind, and self-awareness. My passion became my profession. I became a leader in early childhood development, making sure children received what I deprived of. Dance was my biggest companion for my mental wellness, and I brought child well-being education and dance together. Today, I have 2 miracle sons. My dad's words, "The time will come," is so profound in every aspect of my life as it unfolds the best with greater joy and happiness in the love and support of my husband and family.
I celebrate life and how. While growing up, I believed that domestic abuse was a part of marriage, a package deal, and I thought all women had to live it with a brave face. My mom, unfortunately, made it look normal, which is why my 5 years of marriage, my pregnancy, I experienced it and I thought I was living my part right. My awakening happened when my little one saw my tears of pain, helplessness, and sorrow, and that's when I said no and separated. I had to hit refresh. I had to rebuild my life. I did odd jobs, traveled in buses and shared autos, found a job, rose up the ladder slowly and patiently. I did it with a smile and blessed with great support from friends and family. That's when I realized I need to ask for help. Surprisingly, my little one also helped me in this journey. She made me green tea when I had tough times, as well as put herself to bed during my exams. I'm blessed to be in a dream job and have a wonderful and talented daughter. She's my priority, but I begin to carve time so that we both are a part of this journey. We work out, we do yoga, as well as we skate together. My life has taught me that many women play it safe because it fits the defined box. But sometimes life does not have to be a movie or a fairy tale. You do not need icons to inspire you. You just have to live it at your own terms. I am a survivor, I am a warrior, and I showed my mother and the other women that we can stand for ourselves.
My 2019 New Year resolution to try my hand at stand-up comedy. I was much married, of course, with 2 college-going daughters. I had just finished working on my first feature film as a creative director. My mother-in-law had suffered a paralytic attack. I had already seen my father-in-law in coma for almost 4 years. All this showed me that I had only one life. What should I do? What would give me happiness? I was always fascinated with stand-up comedy. It was on my bucket list. But forget moms. There were only a handful of married women comics. I mustered the courage and did my first open mic. I told myself, people will either laugh at me or at my jokes. A cousin said, a comic at this age? What will people say? I threw teen lingo at her. Hashtag YOLO, hashtag FOMO. I wanted to bust the myth that mothers are not funny. Within days of announcing my stand-up comedy debut on social media, I landed my first show with my picture on the ticket on Mother's Day. The two other young comics took digs at their moms. I was a rare mom doing exactly the opposite. The instant adulation from the audience was so heartening. I knew I had found my raison d'etre. I have done several shows since. During the pandemic, I not only performed a 30-minute set on motherhood, but also curated and produced a stand-up comedy show for a new OTT app. My humor reflects my life as I straddle two generations, my parents and in-laws, and my daughters, my intercultural marriage, and current affairs. I was meant to make the world a happier place with my zany, crazy take on things. Midlife crisis? What's that? Thanks.
Wrapped warmly in my arms was a tender responsibility that I brought into this world. Love had a new meaning. The birth of my baby put our family on a beautiful journey of unlearning and relearning. As a mom, I had to teach him to embrace our home's diverse cultures. It's not easy. I'm a Tambram, while my husband is a UP Kayast. We did make it work. We celebrated Diwali first at 4 a.m., the Tamil style, and 6 p.m. as the UP style. While in life we learn many things, one lesson from my mom is timeless. Give everything to your child, but don't give up your own pursuit. I listened to her, managed both home and my active design career. It made me a better and much happier mom. While I worked with dancers, weavers, artisans, craftsmen, and the differently able, my children were always there absorbing, accepting, and appreciating. While they grew up with pillars of trust, compassion, and faith, love, slowly it extended itself to respecting communities, sharing ideas, celebrating art and culture. All this brought me closer to my children, who learned to love what I'm doing, and today they both have chosen design as their passion and profession. As moms, it's our duty to teach our children to weave a sensitive, beautiful tapestry with promising colors that light up people's lives.
Why weren't you at my childcare while other mums were? Asked my 4-year-old boy. I had just come home from a long day at work. I was tired, I was exhausted. All I want was a hug from him. And instead, he asked me a question. It was a kick in the back. And at that moment, I realized that there's more to life than just fancy cars, big home, and clothes. Next morning, I told my son, Tejas, I know I wasn't there for you at your daycare. And I promised him that I will be there for him when he goes to the big school. 4 years on, I haven't missed one day of picking him up and dropping him off to his school, whilst doing what I love doing the most, that is impacting lives, empowering moms, and helping them grow their businesses into 6-figure impacting machines. As a Sydney-based business coach, I have helped over 200 moms set up and scale their businesses. Because there is more to life than just being a mom. We are more than moms. Every time we sign a client, we donate a sewing machine to a mother in India so that she can empower herself and provide not just for herself, but her family. My work with moms have allowed me to not only impact one client at a time, but their future generations, as well as honor their past generations, where they have come from. Some of my clients during our coaching sessions shared their stories of rising from adversity, of their childhood being homelessness. And 2 years ago, I decided something needed to be done to end and eliminate mother homelessness. So we launched my giving organization called Revived World. At Revived World, we are about helping underprivileged moms and children so that they can not just survive, instead live and thrive. We have helped moms get back on their feet, reclaim their passions, and stand in their power. And because my son gave me the opportunity to renew my life by asking that question that very night, I have created millions of opportunities for moms to renew their lives just one mother at a time.
Hi. Just like most mothers here, I have too donned multiple hats: a mom, an entrepreneur, a daughter, a wife. My journey started as a mom when I was 24. By the time I was 26, I was expecting my second baby, and I had no clue as to where I was going. During these times, I was thrown accusations saying that I was useless, worthless, and I was no good for anyone. But I'm grateful today that I had those comments passed on to me, because that is the time I took it up as a challenge, that no, I need to prove not only to them, but to myself too, that no, I'm much more than that. I started doing a small baking course, and soon I started my own bakery. By that time, I had a third baby, my son. He was around 4. Started my bakery, ran it for around 8 years, and then I started getting into the guilt mode again, saying that no, I'm missing out on his childhood, and I need to be with him. But now when I sit back and look, I just feel I could have probably worked my way around and done both the things together. Now I basically facilitate children and adults into something called access consciousness. And my kids too are doing the same thing. So I'm quite happy as a mom that yes, they are helping themselves and others to get onto this journey of creating what they need to create for themselves. Thank you.
Hi. Dreams are the common thread that sews together the warp and weft of our life. I am Destiny's special child, whose dreams were fulfilled after all hopes were shattered. My early years were spent as a child of a widowed mother with loads of love, but less of money. My mother, who brought essential clothes on credit, would come up with new excuses every day to buy some more time. One day, while talking to the seller, the smile that my mother had faked contoured in frustration. Tears rolled down her eyes. So singing and art classes were only the result of dreams. I was married into a big city, large family with a narrow mind. At 20, I had lost my dreams and hopes amidst my responsibilities, husband, children, and family. And then opportunity tiptoed into my life when I saw an ad for mature actors recruitment. I debuted as a diabetic and hypertensive actor at 52. I learned to manage long hours and erratic eating schedules during acting assignments. As a mother, I have always tried to give wings to my daughters to enable them to chase their dreams. Shikha's project has given me the opportunity to give a message to other moms like me out there. It's never over until it's over. Thank you.
I didn't actually know I was allowed to drink. Maybe I was too much of a rural follower, a people pleaser. Years later, after many trials and tribulations, I started to hear the question in my mind, who am I? What lights me up? What am I good at and what do I love? Couldn't answer that very simple question. I felt confused, frustrated, overwhelmed, just searching to answer the question that was being whispered in my ear. That very question became my quest to dig deeper inside of myself. It was also the start of discovering energy work, personal development, and my obsession with learning how thoughts become our reality. All about brain health and what is emotional resiliency. That we can choose our emotions by intentionally choosing our thoughts, reframing those thoughts that often happen automatically into empowering self-talk. That's one of the reasons this book project spoke so powerfully to me. It's all about self-awareness, self-discovery, self-acceptance, love in the purest form. My big dream or goal today is connecting, empowering, and uplifting other female warriors as a collective, united, stronger, more confident, courageous, truly unstoppable in our heart-conscious dreams of making this world a better place. My really big, audacious dream is that we, as a collective, create an abundance of money, support, and hope, and then ripple it out into the hands of the people that need it the most. One of my dreams is 10 out of 10 people that join my programs, masterminds, empowerment circles, step into the confidence, courageous abundance, unleashed warrior this world needs. Why is this so important to me? Because I desire this world to be a place that my children and my grandchildren can feel safe, empowered, and free to just be. To know that they were created in greatness, capable of anything they align to, that anything and everything is possible for them. That is my dream, my legacy I leave to all that join me in this journey of self-love, the discovery of one's true self and unconditional acceptance.
My purpose has been questioned by myself and others, but I still hold water. Missing pieces, cracks, but I still hold water. I hold water to nourish flowers and plants that are lost in this place. I hold water for the seedlings that were prematurely plucked from their flower beds and left to wither and die. I've been broken by my life experiences, but I'm still here to support and love others. My heart is the vase that has been broken many times, but the support and love I've received from others is the glue that has healed it. The water, the nourishment, is my heart that enables to give to and receive from others. With this support and nourishment, I've been able to be an aunt and a godmother to many, and a mother. Via adoption, I was blessed with a son. He was developmentally delayed due to a traumatic birth and complications due to that birth. I was emotionally delayed due to my life experiences. Together, we have both made tremendous progress due to the support and love from each other and the amazing circle of friends and family we have. Jaden strengthened my heart, and I pray I've strengthened his. My dream is to help families, individuals, and others realize that they can live healthy, happy lives and be enough. There may be a leak in the vase, but this does not mean it changes the purpose of the face. We are still a family, no matter our past experiences. We must make sure that we are not letting our past experiences shape our current relationships. We must learn from the past to be our best selves in the present.
Across the gate, the goddess is my Sakhi. She radiates the comfort of a familiar place, inviting me over. She listens. She listens intently to the truth. Her fingers on the drum in constant celebration of arrival, of a safe departure. Kindness is her language. Courage, her cadence, the mighty bull beside her, filters the worthy from the worthless. My Sakhi's glow is pure and bright. She holds truth to a towering height. She holds truth to a towering height.
What has being a mom given to me? I earned multiple labels from my boys. A Hitler, when I tried to bring discipline. Mean, when I didn't allow them for sleepovers. They rejected my nurturing instinct and said, "Mom, please stop nagging me." Let me tell you, no one on this earth can love and protect my child the way I do. And I still am mean, and I still nag. Kya karu? This maternal power is unique to each mother, and being a mom has made me experience unconditional ways of loving and forgiving. I celebrate womanhood because of motherhood, and my deep sense of selflessness and caring is so intuitive. It helped me realize my mother's love for me and what she feels today, even every moment, even today. Being a mother made me a warrior, like my mom, who is a mother of 4 daughters. I love my journey with my children. My older son, who chose a tougher path in life and who taught me the most beautiful lesson to love unconditionally. My younger son, who was thrown out of school because he had a visual challenge. I fought with teachers, school, counselors, therapists, and broke all rules. I just followed my mother's instinct and just chose to be available for him and give him so much love that today he stands with a finance and economics degree and helps me run my business. Vardhan and Dev, I want to thank you both for playing the role and giving me all the love and pain. I'm aware that this is a part of our journey and it's only for me to learn to love. Dear moms, the strongest weapon we as our instinctive love is our instinctive love, only love, and that's what makes us who we are.
Is my story worth telling? Will it inspire people? That is what I asked myself when I was selected for this initiative. I was born and grew up in Kashmir, a beautiful, comfortable life. And then, soon after I turned 19, we, Kashmiri Pandits, were forced out of our homes and lives. Overnight, militancy had made us homeless. Overnight, I was a migrant in a strange city with no support system, an alien culture amidst harsh weather and a government machinery that was underprepared to handle such a crisis. While my parents started to make the new surroundings their home and provide for my basic needs, I started to focus on my education. For a Kashmiri Pandits, education is like a religion, but schools and colleges were not ready to give us mid-year admissions. We had to protest in front of government offices a year wasted of studies before I could finish my graduation and post-graduation in marketing. My life began anew, beautiful, when I became a mother. My whole world revolved around children. For 11 long years, my career took a backseat as I became a full-time mom. Children became priority, though their overall development and their education became my prime focus. But I had another challenge: how to remain connected to our Kashmiri roots and instill the same in my children. Today, my children understand Kashmir's history. They can talk in Kashmiri language and relish Kashmiri food. And I have a sense of achievement somewhere there. Though we may not be living in our homes, we may have lost our culture, we have tried to retain the same Kashmiriyat wherever in this part of the world we are. Now, my children are grown up and have left the nest. The job is done, I suppose. Maybe not. Do I hear grandma?
My story will help moms be proud of their choice to nurture their children. Women were created to birth and nurture. However, at the age of 18, I chose not to have children. I saw my mom, whom I loved very much, raise 7 children while my father worked and provided for us. I learned being a mom was a 24/7 job, and I did not want to live that life, so I made a different choice. Oddly enough, life led me to teaching high school children, and for over 35 years, I nurtured teenagers till 4 p.m. I liked that. And even though I hadn't wanted to become a mom, I became a bonus mom to my ex-husband's children after he got custody of them because his oldest daughter, then only 16, had died of hepatitis, maybe due to the negligence of a living situation with drugs. It took understanding, it took flexibility, determination, and most importantly, love. I was a no-nonsense, disciplined Jesuit school teacher. The children, Greg and Francesca, were completely undisciplined. I understood what they were going through, and I tried to be as loving and mature as I could. But there was constant friction and rebellion, especially when their father was working. It was not easy being a bonus mom overnight, but I did it. Today, we're all good friends. Greg still apologizes for his behavior, and he's in his 50s. Last year, he sent me flowers for Mother's Day. Aww. Forgiveness has always been my middle name. And today, at 77, I live in a small village up in the mountains in Mexico where the weather is ideal all year round. And I empower other women to create the life that they desire so they may thrive, not just survive, in their golden years. Thank you.
I've been playing sports and dancing since I was a child, but it took me 25 years, a major career change, and a child to realize just being active doesn't mean you're healthy. A high performer at work, I was sponsored to pursue an MBA from Wellinkers, Mumbai, got married at 23, and conceived at 25. Though conception was easy, I was bedridden in the first trimester. That's where my myth of being a healthy woman shattered. I threw up every day, had insufficient water in my womb, my umbilical cord was stuck around my baby's neck, I had excessive breast milk that led to a breast abscess requiring surgery. I smelled of milk all the time. I was forced to end my full-time career. I went from an active achiever Aarti to a sulking and sedentary mom. I felt depression for the first time. I felt it in my bones.
I desperately wish that I had had someone to coach me holistically about pregnancy. If I did, my pregnancy would have been a better experience. But when I look back and connect the dots, I can see that my life's work was defined during this experience. It taught me that I had missed out on a vibrant hormonal health, and this is what I wanted to offer to the world. I started my entrepreneurial career in 2010, and it then took me a decade to spell out what women needed, the 5 pillars of holistic living. This is what I have dedicated my life to. Today, I work with my community of women and their family to guide them to live a life free from medicine. We have reversed serious conditions like PCOD, thyroid, fibroids, endometriosis, and infertility. Hundreds of women who were told they could not conceive naturally and needed an IVF.
If it's to be, it's up to me. I have been in those crevices in my mind with my own thoughts, my demons, fighting them alone. Sometimes not knowing what it is, what is right, or even what to fight for. There was an ocean of insecurity, negative self-talk, and unbelievable self-doubt churning inside of me. I was in a dark place in my life that pushed me to seek guidance. I prayed to God to help me to find the light. And somehow I did, in the form of a person who became my mentor and showed me the direction of the light. The light already existed within me. I just did not know how to let it out. I realized that inside of me lay a whole person, untapped and unstoppable. All I had to do was wake up my own mind. Lessons come from everywhere, but experiencing pain and facing challenges is what built new muscle and resilience like never before. Today, when I'm alone with my thoughts, it is to strengthen and empower my internal dialogues in the pursuit of becoming the best possible version of me. Because I know if it's to be, it's up to me. At 42, I transformed from self-doubt to self-belief, anger to love, victim to victor, darkness to light. Today, at 53, I empower others, especially women, to do the same. Think clearer, dream bigger, reach higher, love harder. For me, being a mother changed my whole perspective in life. While I gave birth to my children gave birth to a mother who soon realized she had many gaps and she needed to change and transform to be a better, more loving person. And for that, I'm forever grateful to motherhood. All of us go through change and transformation in our lives. I hope to inspire you to take that step to come out of the shadows of pain and self-doubt. Because, my dear friends, if it is to be, it's up to you and only you. Thank you. I just want to take a moment to bring to your notice, we have printed some brochures. They're on your desk, on your table. If you could take a moment and just write what you felt about some of the stories that were shared today, any adjective that comes to mind. We've had, I think, about 10 or 12 speakers. Okay, I'm looking at my picture for the first time, sorry. So if you all could just write what you felt after listening to their story, it would be really nice because we want to collate everything and then share it with our mothers. Thank you very much.
Pottery saved me. Broken into pieces at the age of 19, I found myself in a locked down room in the psychiatry ward. My parents had to bring me there, and I remember the relief giving my consent to be admitted. Consent to let someone help me take the first step towards healing. There is a darkness in mental illness that is all-encompassing, that consumes you and feels like there is no way out. I was that girl interrupted. Finding myself in the road to recovery was not easy. I found therapy in pottery, in the spinning of the wheel and the feeling of being so lost in what you are doing that time stands still and healing has a chance to happen organically. My interview with Shikha was the first time I talked openly about experiencing mental illness and about my miscarriages. I had carried shame all of these years, and giving a voice to it freed me from it. I can now appreciate and be grateful for how these events made me who I am today. Although I miscarried 3 babies, I gave birth to 2 healthy boys. Mental illness did not define me. It was an experience that taught me to find my way back to center. I built a career working with First Nations, Canada's Indigenous people. My husband and I are raising our family. I dove into personal development, and now I am in a place where I am passionate about sharing what I have learned to get me from that girl interrupted to where I am today, to facilitate peace for people and provide space for them to press pause and find their center. True personal growth is about transcending that part of you that is not okay and needs protection. That's a quote from Michael A. Singer, author of The Untethered Soul.
Hello, I'm Stacey Austinson. I am mom number 83, and this is my mother story. So when I found out I was going to be a mother, I cut my long, beautiful hair. Why? Because I was mom. Moms have short hair, right? I cried for months, and I thought being a mother meant I had to become more mother-like and less woman-like. We all have a preconceived idea of what being a mother is supposed to be. Children are our everything. But what we overlook is, in order to be everything to them, one also needs to be everything to and for oneself. Throughout motherhood, there are many transformations. Roles and identities, like you're a mother, a wife, a daughter, a sister, a friend, an employee, a business owner. Fill in the blank. Many times balancing or being in harmony in my roles seems so unachievable and full of conflicting priorities. There was guilt and shame and not good enough. Self-criticism and unworthiness were prevalent feelings. With my focus on everything and everyone else, it became so natural to ignore myself. I became fat, dull, depressed, always wanting for something more, but not knowing how to achieve it. I was so far removed from myself. So about 5 years ago, all that changed. I got fired from my executive position. That was the best thing that happened to me. And because I was fired from one of my roles, it left some time to explore how I wanted to live, who I wanted to be, and how I was going to be that. And I took a hard look at the trajectory of my life and where my compound choices got me. I was somewhere my dreams, desires, and goals were not. I took charge of my weight. I lost 70 pounds. I started my own consulting business and committed to building the truest, most beautiful life for me and my family. They say you lose yourself in motherhood. You lose yourself because of what you think motherhood should be. Your power is your femininity. It's not either I'm a mom or a woman. Harmoniously feminine is the strength, beauty, and intelligence of you. So my advice is, the depths you'd go to for your children should be the depths you go to for yourself. Becoming your potential, your dreams and desires, so they can too.
By the heart, the goddess
is my grandmother. She is the center of the sun, the eldest. The universe echoes through her chest as she paints ideas into life using its many sounds. She translates ancient traditions and holds history responsible. She creates, she destroys, and she repairs at the same time, nurturing the cosmic egg over time. My grandmother paints with nectar and light. My grandmother paints with arrows of foresight.
This is from me to every mother out there. My scars tell the story of where I've been, and my heart sings the melody of where I'm going. I have times of insecurity and indecision. I'm strong because I've survived the fire and risen again. Despite all odds, being a single mom, starting a career with a 3-month-old baby, I achieved only because of my strength of purpose. I enabled education. In the most remote parts of Mewat, that's Haryana, it was an electrifying movement from home to home where women literacy was 2%. I'm brave because I run deeply. And I found the courage to start believing and loving myself in the way I should have right from the beginning. Now I'm learning to put myself and my needs first, including love. I start to remember the magic that made me amazing all along. Motherhood, that driving force. I'm showing myself how high I can fly, no matter what happens or how hard life gets. My inner being is successful. My life is sunshine, pure gold, molded through the flames of life and strife and struggle. The power of one mother, the power of one. My takeaway, I'm walking away from all those fake people who concern themselves with unimportant details in a world obsessed with fake perfection. I'm imperfect, maybe. I'm flawed. I'm always going to have bad days. That's just life, isn't it? And as I look in the mirror, I know that those things don't define me. They motivate me to try harder. I'm an educationist. I empower young girls to be strong women, to be strong mothers, now and forever. Thank you.
Being a mother has been a greatest privilege, and I'm blessed with 3 most amazing children. My priorities automatically changed when I became a mom, and instinctively, everything began to revolve around my children. However, I never stopped thinking about my own desires, my dreams, even amidst the day-to-day chaos and the stress around me. I had to always fight my way to be able to pursue my dreams. Born as a 4th daughter to a typical Marwari Orthodox family in Calcutta, I was boxed in the way my family would lead their lives. Education was a low priority, and I struggled to finish my graduation. I worked as a Montessori teacher for some time before I was married, and then moved cities. My new family was very supportive, and I started a family jewelry business with my mother-in-law. The business took a back seat when my first 2 children were born. My 3rd child arrival was dampened by the sinking of our family steel business. We had to shut the jewelry business as well. I made my husband and my health our priority. We had to be strong mentally and physically to deal with our challenges. I banked upon my passion for health and wellness and started a new company called Urban Monk with a brand name called Millet Amma in 2017, along with my husband. Our hard work and patience paid off. Since this inception, we have been able to receive many accolades. Dreaming big and setting goals has kept us focused on the important things. But above all, it was my family's love for me that really made me turn things around. And today, I want to give a tribute to my mom, who always told me that whatever you plan in your life, it is not that it's going to happen that way, because Almighty has a plan and you should just flow with His plan and follow it. So in my life, I have followed that and God has shown me the way. Thank you, God.
Change I accept, imperfections I embrace, and challenges I welcome, as it is in their sheer indulgence that I acknowledge this beautiful gift called life. Who am I? Everything is a matter of perspective, and transformation is the law of life. This taught me acceptance and contentment. I reconciled to life in a small town where opportunities were limited and my aspirations for a great career hit a speed bump. I accepted it all gracefully and welcomed my beautiful twins. My career paused while my husband progressed in his. I was their pillar of support and wanted to be there for them. Soon the stars aligned, and with the support of my husband, I resumed my career where I had left off. I had to double my speed in order to catch up to my soaring ambition. My sheer determination helped me complete my PhD at the age of 44. As a passionate teacher and a successful trainer, I wish to transform the lives of every person that I interact with. After some years, I walked into this wedding hall expecting the bridegroom, my former student who was visually impaired, I underline, who was visually impaired, to recognize me. To my surprise, he announced, "This is the teacher who taught me English to clear my law course." The pride on his face was the best reward I could have ever received. I was overwhelmed. Tears welled in my eyes. It was with pride that he announced that he is an advocate. What more satisfaction can one get than this recognition? This is the power of being a teacher. The acknowledgement and accolades will come. I repeat, the acknowledgement and accolades will come, though delayed, but they are worth the wait. Thank you very much.
As I held my babies, did time stop? Did angels sing? Was I overcome with the natural gush of motherhood that filled me with purpose and joy as I cradled this little miracle in my arms? Much as I felt all of this, I was exhausted, irritable, and terrified. Was I even ready? I had a question and apprehensions. Motherhood was not instant coffee for me. Yes, I was a reluctant mom. Yet, through the diaper changes, gibberish baby sounds, and unending starting contests with my baby, the mom in me was born. I quit my job as a fast-rising banker and spent the next 3 years discovering the mom in me. I was content, and my days were filled with emotional range of Bollywood blockbuster. That's when a harrowing case of child sexual abuse came to the fore. Having endured the trauma as a child, I had to act. After conversations with friends and intensive training with an NGO focused on driving awareness against child sexual abuse, my organization, Peace, parents ensuring a child-safe environment was born. Peace has a mission to help children feel empowered, to communicate openly, and never feel a sense of misplaced blame and shame in being a victim. So far, we have delivered over 75 programs to schools, corporates, and residential societies across India. A few years ago, our family set off on another adventure, one that we hope would change the way our children saw the world and adapted to situations. Yes, we have traveled 69 countries as a family across 6 continents, without children missing a single day of school. Those might even come a time that I dream when I proudly hold the Indian flag on the white continent with my children. Thank you.
As a child, I was very close to my father, but I had a very complicated and difficult relationship with my mother, so much so that I thought I would never be a good mother. Today, I've been married for 22 years to my college sweetheart, and I'm a mother of 2 wonderful teenage sons. I had a professional career, but I chose to be a stay-at-home mom. I went through depression after I had my second son. I tried doing the best that I could for my boys, but I wasn't sure what I was doing with my life. In 2015, I lost my dad and then my mother-in-law in a span of 8 months. That's when it hit me. I couldn't take life for granted. I needed to find something that I loved, something that made me look forward to the next day. I had to find a passion. I had to find my Everest. My father taught me how to live a healthy life, eating homemade food, rising early, regular exercise, and all of that. When we as a family turned vegan after volunteering at Sadhana Forest, Oroville 7 years ago, I started studying nutrition to make sure my children were healthy. In 2016, I founded my company, which offers nutrition coaching programs for reversing lifestyle diseases such as cholesterol, hypertension, diabetes, obesity, among others. My mission is to help people live their healthiest lives. Everything that I have accomplished has stemmed from my need to educate myself as a mother and an individual and spread that knowledge. It comes from a place of learning, sharing, and growth.
Born in a simple middle class family, saw my mom making ends meet and giving us a good education. At 16, I saw my dad's health spiraling down. I got engaged at the age of 16. 18, I was married. 19, pregnant and going to St. Xavier's College. And 20th, I had a child. I think I heard the most nasty comments at the age of 19. People writing me off, telling me that I couldn't be better off. I needed to be in the house, taking care of the kid, and all sorts of things. But I was determined that I'm going to study. And the more I went out there, the more the determination just came to me. I decided that the education is the only weapon that is going to empower me. I went on to study for the next 10 years of my life, and I'm still studying. The journey from 20 to the next 25 years have never been easy. I stayed in a combined joint family, had in-laws, had multiple responsibility like all of us. Their days were good, their days were messy. Motherhood was never easy. It was challenging, and I needed to find my identity, which was so very important. Somewhere it was getting lost, somewhere it was getting crushed. I decided I needed to do something. We shifted city, and I came to Pune. That's where I got that little light at the end of a dark tunnel. I started going for a job which was half a day, revolved around the family, the kid, everything else. and I started finding my foot, and then slowly realized that motherhood just gave me this additional strength to stand up. I started empowering myself, and I joined the school. I founded a school, and then I decided that I need to work for a cause. Simply having a school is not enough. I took to the cause of special needs children, and from there it was a turning point in my life. I stood the ground for them, slowly, steadily, went ahead and brought inclusivity into their lives, into my life, into thousands of kids out there. I think a very major role my mother played. I've seen her absolutely being simple. For me, motherhood is she who was there, who made all the ends meet. I had a very strong family support, my husband and my kid, who made me dream bigger and bigger. Today, it's a very important message I want to tell all the mothers out here and all the mothers in the world. If you want to change the world, it is you who will have to change. If you want to empower others, it will be loads of empowerment for yourself. If you want to do something, get out there, kick up and do something for yourselves. First, the change starts from you, and the rest will follow you. Thank you.
We were able to take 100 people to Catalina for my 90th birthday. We had a beautiful dance theme party at the casino, and we hired a big band. My daughter Susie and son Jerry both sang to me at my party. I grew up on a farm in Canada until I was 8 years old. We were in the process of moving to Long Beach, California, when my dad died in a farming accident. I don't think I smiled for a whole year after my dad passed. I was one of 5 children, and we all worked together as a team. My beautiful mom, Rose, taught us 5 kids to work together, live a life of faith, to be charitable, and be happy. I love my family more than anything in the world. We had 8 children, 5 girls, and 3 boys. Sadly, we have lost 2 of my daughters. As a family, we worked to build a cabin in the mountains for us to enjoy. I am so grateful to still have that cabin. I have always been a happy person and see things in a positive way. My nickname in Campfire Girls was Happy. Moms, my advice to you is to just be positive. Think about what you have going good in your life and dwell on that, not the bad. If you dwell on the good instead of the bad, you will be happier. Also, be thankful for what God has given you. When I fell 3 years ago and had to have brain surgery, I sort of lost my way for a bit. The love for my family and from my family got me through. I am so grateful to God that I am still here. This 100 Moms, 100 Dreams project is absolutely wonderful, and the book is so important for everyone to read. I am especially proud to be in this book with my daughter Therese. There are women from all over the world in this book. My goodness, isn't that something?
That is really something.
I just wish everyone could be as happy with their family as I am with mine. Make your family a priority.
That was great. That was good. That was real good. Thank you so much for us. Now,
A 100-year-old mom with us, 100 long years, 100 years. She needs a standing ovation. The virtual world is watching. Please pan it out back. She needs a standing ovation because she's just all about love. With so many kids, we're so lucky. Just in 2 months, she is turning 100 years old, and I promised her that this book will be launched and sent to her, all the way from India. So thank you for holding that space. I wanted to just come and tell you that she's very special and she's waiting. And for her, she never thought in 100 years somebody will write her story somewhere in the world and appreciate her. Thank you for holding that space for her. But I wanted to come and congratulate her for being 100 because we are 100 moms. So she's standing for 100 years for 100 moms. Thank you.
Okay, I am sentimental and sensitive, a true empath. My scars fill my heart with pride because my journey has not been an easy one. I've worked hard to rationalize all my dark thoughts about how able I am to fulfill my purpose in life. The biggest hurdle has always been my own limiting beliefs. I'm proud of the mother that I've become. I took it for granted that one day I'd be a mother. My path was not so smooth, yet I survived. I had the best teacher, my mum. She had her own cross to bear and her own share of heartache. Yet her strength and her hope and her positivity has been the light that shines even on the darkest of days. So after making alternative plans about what to do with my life, I was blessed with two beautiful boys. I teach them to believe that anything is possible, to listen to their feelings and that they deserve nothing less than their true version of happiness. I teach them to be decisive, to stay solution-focused and to be brave. I have skills and stories and tools to share that help me and remind me that I'm capable and strong. Some days are spent reflecting and feeling grateful for following my own golden thread. My own inner knowing are the whispers that tell me I'm exactly where I should be. I have dreamt about a culture of women who light each other up. And I'm on a mission to inspire women to stop relying on alcohol. I was inspired after watching a really good friend's health decline. She made me question what I called fun, and I retrained as a life coach after volunteering in a recovery centre. Now, I support women from all over the world to take back control without judgment, shame, or fear. We can learn from each other's stories. I'm interested in the path that you took. Together, we're on this journey, sharing and passing on our lessons and our gifts. Let's link arms and feel supported so we need never feel alone.
By the bookshelf, the goddess is my teacher. She sits cross-legged, intention on her forehead, blessings resting on her wrist. Her eyes catch every moving possibility. Her vision knows that nothing is unattainable. She is like air, morphing into shapes and forms, assessing whether a moment needs her largeness or lightness, her omnipresence or quiet absence. She is Ahima, Mahima, Garuma, Laghima. She is Prapti, Ishitva and Vasitva. She offers a hand of reassuring wisdom. Ever-evolving knowledge is her kingdom.
Okay, I know that too many stories, but last 12 are left. We have to hold our space for the last 12 months. But before that, right next to your partner, whoever it is, just share for just next 30 seconds or 40 seconds the words that come to your mind about your mom. Time to honor our moms, no matter what age we are. What's that word that comes for your mom? And just share it and write it. And if you can write it in the brochure, that's the word that came after listening to all this. We would be honored to honor your mothers in this space. So just take 30, 40 seconds and we will be back. Last 12 moms. Let's hold on the space. And it's taken a lot of years and generations to come here. Just hold on, yeah? So just some music playing, little soft music, and just share with your partner what is it about your mom that you remember. Just short share, and then we can move forward and finish the last 12.
This is a time to honor your mom, so don't shy away in sharing. Come on, let's share. Your mom deserves this. Go ahead. Put the music. Some people are still shying away, not sharing and talking, I can see. I am standing here for mums, so I won't stop saying it. Please share about your mums. Your mums have brought you a very long way. A share will really, really, really resonate. So do that. It's very important to take this back. I would love to see it in the brochure. Whatever came up, write it down. We would collect it, and I would love to read what came up for your mom. Who knows, she's the next one in the book that we are coming up next year. I think we can continue. Just hold the space for last 12 moms, please. Can I have this round of applause for moms who are coming up? It's taken a lot of courage for them to do this. So, Sucheta Pal, are you next? Yeah? Sucheta is there.
तू खुद की खोज में निकल, तू किस लिए हताश है? तू चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है, समय को भी तलाश है। जो तुझसे लिपटी बेड़ियां, समझना इनको वस्त्र तू। जो तुझसे लिपटी बेड़ियां, समझना इनको वस्त्र तू। ये बेड़ियां पिघाल के बना ले इनको शस्त्र तू, बना ले इनको शस्त्र तू। तो खुद की खोज में निकल।
Flashback to 2007. I found myself on an ICU bed one night, pipes down my throat to suck out the 50 sleeping pills that I had gulped down to end it all. Thinking it would be an end to my anxiety disorder, my depression, and an end to me. Flash forward 2012. Next, I found myself on stage, healing as I followed my passion to teach the world, to move, to dance, to smile. This time, I was fighting that same anxiety and depression. This time, I was fighting to live, and to live big. It's been over a decade now of getting up on that stage, teaching thousands of participants across 17 countries every weekend of my life, all while being a silent anxiety warrior, including today, right here, right now. But every time I get off that stage, I come back a queen who has won a battle over her anxiety because she chose to show up in the world. A queen who has won over her depression because she chose to live her purpose. And now, motherhood is this queen mom's secret superpower. In my second trimester, I danced and coached a live audience of thousands across a 7-city tour of India while showing off my pregnant belly, proudly busting myths around motherhood. Who knew that the same woman who was almost at her end on an ICU bed in 2007 would be on stage after 14 years again, and this time as a mom. This time, not to end her life, but to create a life. My journey has made me realize the raw power that a woman possesses not only to transform her life, but also the world however she desires. Because after all, we as moms create this world.
By the time I became a mother, I had already survived a life-threatening illness, achieved academically, traveled, emigrated, and established a career. So I entered motherhood knowing that I was resilient, adaptable, and resourceful. But what I didn't know was how much of my thinking was driven by unconscious programming. It took the prospect of one of my daughters needing a liver transplant for me to finally pause, listen to my inner knowing, and step into my power as a mother. All of my life experience up to that point had set me up for this challenge, although I hadn't realized it before. So I got off the bus, I tore up the rule book, and we made a new path for ourselves. I started homeschooling her, and over the course of the next 2 years allowed her to rest, heal, and develop a love of learning. Fast forward to today, she is thriving. She has been off all medications since then, and she has never needed that liver transplant. Motherhood for me has been a journey of healing and self-discovery. My experience has convinced me that when a mother connects to her inner knowing and speaks her truth, she transforms herself and becomes the imperfectly perfect mother for each of her children. Each mother brings her own special medicine to the world. It is the wisdom that she has gained through her life experience, and it forms a vital part of the universal language of motherhood. I have met other mums on my journey. Those mums have often dared to step off the conveyor belt too. Their stories have had a common formula. They have paused, they have listened, and they've had the courage to do a slightly less worn path. But this journey of motherhood doesn't stop when our children leave the nest. In fact, it actually turns back on ourselves. And it invites us to step into becoming the wise woman we came here to be. I have 2 teenage daughters, and every day my mantra is, however I want to be her now and show them how.
As a mother, a daughter, a sister, and a wife, and so much more, my growing consciousness has been an adventure in a life I absolutely adore. After 49 years of being a mother in a perfectly imperfect way, I've impacted 3 incredible beings who I continually grow in connection with still today. The experience of motherhood has sculpted me and broadened my scope. It has awarded me pleasure, challenge, and strength to cope. I now understand that kids are not born to be taught, but to be our teachers. And it took my expansion and growth to foster such amazing creatures. Being a mother has been nothing less than a gift to unfold, because my increase in consciousness is as precious as gold. My mother was my inspiration to do more, to be more, and to have more. I honor her love and support, our incredible connection, and her immense sacrifice. Being a mother Being a daughter before being a mother has brought me full circle. As I look back, I know I am who I am in this life due to the discernment it's provided me to unpack my experience. I have learned to listen, to teach, to touch, and to feel. I love learning, sharing, and helping others to fulfill their dreams, as so to heal. I facilitate through movement what cannot be articulated through speech, using body, mind, and willingness as an infinite bounty of consciousness to reach. I'm an author, a coach, a neuromovement practitioner, and an instructor.
Mom, my favorite word. Mom is not just a common noun, it is an amalgamation of feelings, emotions, sacrifice, dedication, love, and just the list just goes on. I was born and raised in a lower middle class household, deeply rooted in moral values. My father was my best friend, and I had a little to no relationship with my mother. However, that did not stop me from being the happiest child then and being the best mom now. At 19, I got married and moved to a different city altogether. Since then, my world completely revolved around my children, family, taking care of them, and so I never really bothered to learn about the real world outside home. After getting separated at 30, I was lost. I couldn't find who I was, and it took me time, and I started looking for a job and accidentally got into PR professional, and that's when I decided to take PR as my career, and then I started doing my studies related to PR. Being a reserved person, I struggle to understand the people around me and to communicate. However, my understanding with people, and I decided to get into the corporate world. I went back to college and slowly began my journey where I'm today the owner of PR firm. Life wasn't easy, balancing full-time job, my studies, my 2 young daughters took up all 24 hours of my day. My main priority and my goal was only to bring up my children with the right attitude and with moral values. I strongly believe that being content, being kind, being helpful to others in life is the highest achievement. My dream is to provide support to children, my children in need, and give them life of their own in this world. Being a mother of 2 daughters made me who I am today. If going from conservative introvert to a self-driven, extroverted PR professional was possible, then anything is possible. Intention, good attitude, focus, and faith are all you need to lead you in the right direction, which I inculcate in my daughter. And today, they are the masters, professionals doing their life, better and better. Thank you.
I became a mom when I was 17 years old, and that shaped the rest of my life. There are a lot of young women who don't believe in themselves because something went the wrong way in their life. I hope that my story uplifts their spirit. I was raised in a Muslim family and society where many topics were taboo. My parents gave me a solid foundation of how to be a compassionate, empathetic, and valuable person, and I will be forever grateful for that. But the biggest thing my childhood taught me was that the more limitations we put on our children, the more they will rebel. I was an unmarried teenager when I gave birth to my daughter. I was rejected by the system and became an outcast. It felt unfair and lonely. But quickly, I learned I needed to find my own path in my life. I was blessed to have a family that helped me when I was in my darkest moment. But to rebuild my confidence and self image, I needed to believe that I am an incredible human being. Only I know who I really am. It is my responsibility to bring the best out of me to the world. Even though I went through a teenage trauma, I see myself as a very positive and easygoing and happy person. I love to make people smile. I started an Instagram channel where I show up and share the lessons I receive from life by creating short, funny videos and doing what I love the most, performing. This is my way of encouraging young women to follow their dreams and build their confidence and show the world what they are really made of.
Hi, I'm Shelly-Ann Sidhu. It was April 7, 2008. I remember waking up at the tender age of 24, full of hope, full of dreams, full of life. Little did I know at the time, my life was about to change. During that day, while working in a lab, I was severely burnt on my face, neck, chest, arms, and hands. As a result, I lost my eyesight completely, and my hands were in a fist. I remember my whole entire life at that time shattered. I didn't know how I was going to live the rest of my life. I didn't know how I was going to have an income, and let alone have a family of my own, which I've always dreamt about having. But with the help of my family and friends and my soulmate, they made sure that I lived life to the fullest. We went shows, shopping, and even to the movies. But they made sure that I was well taken care of. However, a part of me still felt dark inside because all I was seeing was darkness. And I wanted to fill my surroundings with bright, beautiful colors. So I started painting. Keep in mind, I started painting without my eyesight and my hands were in a fist. So I started painting with my knuckles because that was the only thing that was available to me at the time. The more I painted, the more I came alive. And the more I knew that everything was possible. A few years later, I married my soulmate. And then a few years later after that, I found out I was pregnant. Well, as you can imagine how terrified I was at the time, not knowing how I was going to take care of this child that I was bringing into this world. And I remember every day that I found out, since the day that I found out that I was pregnant, I was praying to God to please allow me to take care of this precious child that I'm bringing into this world. And for the entire pregnancy, I had a very, very difficult pregnancy, as most of you moms knows how it is like. And I remember after I gave birth to this child and held the child in my arms like this, I promised him that even though mommy couldn't see you, I promised him that I will do everything in my power to take care of him. And I remember during the hospital stay, I still kept on praying and praying for my baby. I did not sleep that 3 days in the hospital. And when I woke up on the third day, my hands miraculously opened. Since then, I've been taking care of my son for the past 5 years. And let me tell you, it has been a challenge, just like every mom have gone through with their child, with the colic, with the illness, and making sure that they feel better, and doing everything possible in our care. But it's also the most rewarding. And I know some of you new moms out there might be going through a difficult time. Let me remind you that this is just a short temporary time, and all will be well. And if ever you believe that there's a task that is impossible, I am here to remind you that every and anything is possible. Wishing you all the very best, sending you all lots and lots of love and hugs.
Hi, Shikha.
and hi, ladies. I'm Frank, Susan's son, and I'm going to share her story. The story is titled, I Am Woman. Hi, ladies. I am Susan, Frank's mama. I don't have much time, but my message is for you, and I will be speaking through Frank. When I was young, I was full of life and was fast and loved to run and jump. I ran everywhere. When I was in my senior year in high school, I set a world record in high jumping. But because I was a woman, I was not allowed to go to the Olympics. This was my first experience where I was not allowed to do something because I was a woman. Later, the governor of my state publicly awarded a gold medal to me. I was 17 years old when I got pregnant with Frank. I had to drop out of school. Shortly after, when I was pregnant with his younger sister, Giovanna, their father left us. I felt like a failure and didn't know how to deal with it. I am not going to spend much time on the unpleasant things that happened to me because that's not my message to you. So I will just give you a small idea of what I lived through. I am a survivor of abandonment, drug and alcohol abuse, and very severe domestic violence that almost took my life. I was addicted to pain medications, and not taking them made me irritable. On one such occasion, rebuilding my new life on a camping trip, my youngest child, Brandon, asked me if I could take one of those pills that made me happy. For the first time, I realized how much my babies had suffered from all the abuse that I went through. My Heavenly Father guided me to AA, and that is where I started to learn how to live again. They taught me how to take back my power by taking full responsibility for what was happening in my life. It wasn't easy, and for a while I lost my son. Frank couldn't deal with all the pain and left home when he was only 16. It took a few years to get him back, but with the help of his best friend, we were able to get him into AA. Now this message is for all you beautiful ladies. Being a survivor of all these things didn't define me or who I am. What makes you who you are is how you walk through these things. Shikha, I want to tell you thank you very much for putting my mom's story in your book, and thank all you beautiful ladies for sharing your stories. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
1 second. We all need to pause. Can we all pause here, please? Can we all just pay a little attention? Sorry, this is my job for next 30, 40, 50, whatever years I'm going to live, to keep getting the attention back. This is for all the sons standing here, all the husbands, all the men, all the brothers. And Frank is watching us virtually. Frank's mom is no more. She passed away in 2009, if I'm correct, Frank. He met me on a Zoom session. I was already on my 98th mom, and I want everybody to listen to this because it matters. I know food matters, but this matters, and I'm very serious. A son just said, Shikha, I'm stepping out of my limits, but will you listen to me? I said, Frank, go ahead. And he started to cry to say, will you take my mom in the book? I said, yes. Because when a 60-year-old cries, it has to happen. He said, she's no more. I said, doesn't matter. Her voice will not go unheard. She's the golden page in the book who's gone through severe domestic violence to a level that I was only crying when I interviewed Frank. And she and Frank are representing not only domestic violence,
But Frank is representing to standing up for her mother, for her wife, for his wife, for his mother, for his children. He has 5 daughters. And we men have to know, and that's why Frank is here, leading the way, that we moms don't need to keep talking about ourselves. So please hold this space for that soul who left, but left inspiring many women, and left a son who's holding the story and had the courage to say, please listen to my mom's story, even if she's no more. So just keep her in your prayers. She's a golden page in the book, and many things will unfold for many, many sons here. And thank you, Frank. I know you're watching live, for taking that courage and standing up for your mothers. Every story matters. Every story matters. And domestic violence must stop. Generations have gone on domestic violence. It has to stop. And we mothers have to speak up. If we don't speak up, it's not going to stop. Thank you so much for holding this space, and you can continue with what you're doing.
Celebrating the everyday goddess. She who doesn't need to be brought home and bid farewell, but she who is ever present in our daughters, our aunts, our mothers, grandmothers, sisters and sakhis, in our teachers and trailing shadows. She is the everyday goddess.
Round of applause for all the pieces, little pieces she's...
But you found me hiding in the shadows from my destiny. And you saw things that no one else could see. You saved me when I was my worst enemy. It feels so good to be alive, just you and me tonight. Don't wake me up from this high. What a beautiful life. I heard your heart call mine, and then all the stars aligned. Don't wake me up from this high. What a beautiful life.
Last set. Can we all just give this last set a lot of our attention, and I promise we'll have a lot of fun at dinner. Thank you so much.
Making decisions has never been easy for me. I always want to have all the facts, all the formulas, and all the feelings in place before I move forward with things. As I grew up, I realized that wasn't really viable, but I kept doing it anyway. I got a satisfying job, and I loved to travel and explore life on my own terms. I didn't have any desire to become a mother. This actually surprised me, though, because I had always seen myself as a caring person who loved children so much. Maybe I was conflicted because I had grown up seeing my own mom devoted so much with her life to her family and sacrificing her personal goals and all the things she desired for us. What about her passion to be an author? It went nowhere. And much later, my siblings and I reflected that she had died with all of her music still in her, or so we thought. I decided to become a mom when my mother shared with me her fear. Her fear was that I might miss out what had been the most challenging, rewarding, and incredible adventure of her life, raising children. The conviction in her comment really shook me. What if she was right, I said to myself. Was I avoiding something that women everywhere had found joy and satisfaction in for millennia? What if on the other side of this unknown was the adventure that didn't have to start with the maternal desire or a wish at all? My mom was so happy with her decision to become a mom, and something happened in me, and I reached a tipping point. I decided that I wanted to have a child. When I became pregnant, not too long after that big decision, my heart quickly caught up in that choice that I had made. And when I told my mom on Mother's Day that she was going to be a grandmother, we both knew that motherhood was going to be the adventure that in so many ways I had wanted all along.
Since childhood, I had a dream of becoming an actor, a dream that got lost in the pursuit of life and work. So I did the next best thing. I joined the bandwagon and got into MBA. I entered the corporate world and I worked in sales and marketing. I was the first woman in India to be recruited in FMCG sales. At the age of 51, that is about 7 years back, motivated by my children and my friends, I decided to pursue my passion once again. And I set out to fulfill my dream in my life, which is becoming an actor. As serendipity would have it, I received a very random message on Facebook asking me if I was interested in acting. Obviously I was. I jumped at this opportunity with my heart and soul. Here I met some really wonderful people who helped me navigate the whole new audition process that was currently in play. Excited after my first acting assignment in almost 3 decades, I put my sales experience to full use. For the next 6 months, every single day, I set out cold calling. I went to every audition studio in Bombay. I walked into each of these studios regardless of whether the audition happening there was for me or not. I gave them my introductions, I gave them my pictures, I took their details, and I mailed them all my details. This process became my training ground, and it prepared me for my dream job. Now, this dedication and drive of mine has paid. Since 2015, I have been part of about 150 ads. I've done about close to 17 films, 8 short films, 10 web series, 3 sketches on filter copy, and about 4 TV shows. I'm here today because existence has blessed me with the strength and guidance to follow my path. My dream is to inspire women and young adults to live their truth, to live with love and compassion, especially towards themselves, to embrace their vulnerability and explore their potential and shine.
I am not a tree. I don't grow roots, so I move if I need to. Changing what I didn't like was easy when I was single, but it was only when I became a mother that it became a challenge. Yet in many ways it became easier because I had a larger purpose, to build a better life for 2 little lives. I quit my media job to freelance as a writer and moved with my children to the suburbs and an alternative school. The first of many moves to put their needs front and center. There was this one time I moved abroad and then moved back to India within months because I wanted them to grow up immersed in my culture, because culture is an immersive experience. A while later, I moved with them to a forest school where they bathed in a river, climbed trees, and in between all of that, learned their 3 Rs. But soon this idyllic life ended and the pandemic hit. We found ourselves locked down in a cottage in the forest, and in an unfamiliar world, I found myself despondent and anxious like many of us. It was then that I discovered a couple of women's self-help groups that needed support, and so I chose to snap out of it and help those less fortunate. Within days, I'd ideated, sketched, and made a sample of a rag doll, Maya Angelou. Soon, I had a brand, the Smithsonian, and a line of handmade rag dolls based on feminist icons made out of locally sourced materials by groups of underserved ladies. It's been 2.5 years, My kids are growing strong and healthy in the mountain air. My dolls are flying off the shelves across the world. And the ladies of the self-help group have their smiles firmly back on their faces. Mahatma Gandhi once said, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." Between seeking a better life for my kids and for the ladies of the self-help groups, I found my best life.
My name is Shress Rodriguez. I was born in a home exposed to fear even before birth. A home of violence, abuse, physical, emotional, and sexual, addiction, mental health issues, lots of police visits and arrest. When I thought life couldn't get worse, my mother shot and killed my father in self-defense, right before my eyes on my 15th birthday. My grandfather had a massive heart attack and was airlifted to the hospital. And in the midst of all the chaos, with my mother handcuffed in the back of a police car, my siblings and my family were looking out the window in despair. I found my true purpose at that moment in getting through my life with those children because of that. My mother, unable to handle things, abandoned us soon after. I was left alone to care for my younger three siblings. Months later, after taking them to my grandparents, I went on a path of self-destruction. I became homeless. I struggled with alcohol and drug addiction. I repeated a lot of those same vicious cycles I witnessed growing up. And just when I was ready to give up, I got pregnant. I was 18 years old, and I knew I had to get my life together. And I knew that my son, my unborn son, was here to save my life, and he gave me purpose again. Being a single mother raising two boys was no walk in the park. I was a broken child raising children, but I kept leaning into hope and faith as principles in life, as I did earlier in my life. As an empty nester, though, I found purpose once again, moving to the Philippines to run a social impact enterprise and volunteer in an orphanage. But I found even deeper purpose in healing, in building an orphanage where 55 children who were abandoned, mistreated, neglected, abused, currently live and are well taken care of. It was an ultimate nervous breakdown that broke me down that in my 40s that led me to discover ACEs, Adverse Childhood Experiences. There was a study which gave me answers and the tools I needed to truly heal and live an empowered life. Although my biggest victory is raising two young men, I am hopeful for my next chapter in life, to build We Empower centers and group homes for women and children all over the world. I am so grateful now for my childhood experiences because they have fueled my passion to pursue this purpose in life. So when life sends us adversities, it can be easy to lose faith and difficult to find hope. But where there is hope, there is possibilities. For me, hope started with daydreaming, and visioning led me to believing in the possibilities of a better life. And my willingness to do whatever it takes to make those visions happen, and my faith and strength to see them through are what made the difference in my life. Thank you for listening.
I think Shress is watching us virtually as well. It's taken a lot for Shress to come this long and tell her story. So hold the space. These women are speaking up for so many women. But I want to take this time also, the We Empower community is empowering children, and she's been working with children and women all over the world with a vision that what she went through, no child should go through. So Shress, we are with you. We're a community of 100 with a vision of supporting you. We Empower will become a We Empowering community very soon. Thank you for all your work that you've been doing for so many years and standing up bravely. I know it took a lot to tell your story, but thank you so much. All right, we have one more. We're about to end. Just hold on, just getting there. Yeah.
came. They were wearing free mum hug t-shirts. That was my child's report from their first gay pride parade. Members of the LGBTQ community who had been rejected by their mums were lining up to have mum hugs from total strangers. It was heartbreaking. It was also heartwarming. I'm actually really girly. Like I spent my childhood in Chul, and my dream was to have a daughter. I didn't think I could be complete without one. I had 3 boys and 1 girl. I loved it when my daughter became a teenager. Oh my gosh, shopping trips. I had our whole mother-daughter future planned out. Until my child turned 20 and became honest about their gender identification struggles. One afternoon on our back deck, through sobs, they told me that they were non-binary trans male. I was floored. Like, why did this happen? I was convinced that I was to blame. It's because I'm feminine and I'm weak. I became ashamed of my femininity. The self-judgment and blame piled on. In my grief of losing my daughter, I lost sight of my child, and my mother heart got buried under guilt. And guilt, didn't that mean something had to be wrong? What if there was nothing wrong? Was my child broken? No. Did I love my child? Yes. Could I see them as whole? Absolutely. It was a profound revelation. I began to celebrate their journey, became like astounded at their courage, and accepted them without reservation. I'm so freaking proud of them. See, my wholeness was dependent on having a daughter. My future held ransom until I saw that nothing was broken. It was simply different, and I was missing out. See, every child deserves a mother's unconditional love. There is no room in our hearts for judgment and blame, even for ourselves. Our design is love, and we need it. I am the proud mother of 4 boys, and I joyfully extend my mother heart to all.
Laurette, I know you're watching. Thank you. This is a story being read without permission of my family, but I want to just thank them because I am a making of my father, though I'm heading a mother's movement. So thanks, Dad, for letting me read this. Oh, okay. She was knocking her bedroom door, asking for help. I was outside. I stepped ahead. But I was told to step back. I was too young to deal with this. Another day, she was holding me tight and not letting me go. My cousins pleaded. They wanted to play with me, but how could she let go of me? I belonged to her. My brother refused to go to her. I came back from school and she boiled eggs in a very small electric stove, not in the kitchen, but in her bedroom. Maybe she was not allowed in the kitchen. She sat in the corner, in most gatherings like an outcast, just silently watching. And one day, my mom was gone. And I never asked why. Where? What happened? My mom, Shikha Khanna, was a double master degree, a big thing 50 years back for any woman in this country, who was suffering from schizophrenia. She was taken away because she was not fit for her own children. I received
my mom's birthday cards for years. And I will recognize her handwriting even today amongst hundreds of letters. I was raised in a loving Indian joint family under my grandma's supervision. My dad was my biggest supporter, especially when I chose an unconventional career to become an India's first baby photographer, child photographer. He filled in for his Begum, his queen, as he lovingly addressed her. Everything seemed to go well till I became a mom. I had a baby now, and I was obsessed. I was sitting next to my son 24/7, believing I should be visible all the time. When I could not leave his side even after 9 months, that's when it began. I began connecting the dots. What if somebody told me I was not fit for my children? I did find the courage to let go, but not really. I still feel the urge to hold on to my second child, although I've come a long way. I get a little obsessed sometimes. I judge myself and feel judged by others. I've been told many times to write a book, and I decided to write it with 100 other moms. Through this book, I want to honor my mom and tell her, you're perfect, back then and now. Ma, maybe one day I will be able to face you. Till then, I'm inspired by your silent suffering. I'm bringing this book out so another mother's voices can be heard. Thank you. Thank you. That's me when I was 6, when she left me. And that's a picture taken by my father. My father is my soulmate, so maybe another mission on dads will come up soon because I can talk for hours about him. But I have a message here. When a mother is missing, it takes hundreds to put that girl on stage here today. But I was blessed that I found those hundreds. I found hundreds who helped me. So the list is very long, I can't even start thanking them. But not everybody is so blessed, and not everybody is so lucky. And today's moms in the modern times are struggling and missing from their children's lives mentally. Not because they don't care, but the struggle is too strong between their dreams and all the raising stuff that comes their way. So I want all of you to take a pledge to help the missing mom, and the child who has a missing mom physically, and the missing mom who's mentally missing, not knowing she's missing mentally, and stand up for them. Mom is launched. We have a Mom Empowerment Foundation launched, where we're going to take the mental, emotional health of mothers and give importance to that through arts, like I did with photography and a little bit of dance here. I don't know where this is going, but we've done it. We've come a long way. 3 years of this work, generations of not speaking, mothers not speaking, and definitely for my mom, who I don't know when I will speak to her, but as I said, she's perfect. She'll always be, then and now. I want all the moms to come on stage, virtual moms to be put on the screen. Can we have all the lights off, your torches on, with the torches on, and we're going to just get a last song and we'll wrap this up. All moms in the book, come on, we did it. It's happened. All the way, all the bravery that we've shown to make it here. Thank you so much for moms who've come from very, very far, from another country. Please stand up for them with your torches on, in respect of mothers, standing on the stage and otherwise. Can we just get the lights off? The virtual moms are here. Love you guys.
If I fall, you'll fall. And if I rise,
rise together. When I smile, you smile. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. Thank you for lighting the torches for mums. They've lit so many paths for so many generations.
I feel the fear for you. I cry your tears for you. I'll do anything I can to make you comfortable. Even if I fall down when you're not around, don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. I'll climb the hills you face. I'll do this in your place. I'd do anything to go through it instead of you. But even if I fall down when you're not around, don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. 'Cause if I fall, you'll fall. And if I rise, we rise together. When I smile, you'll smile. And don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. 'Cause if I fall, you fall.
Light the torches for moms. They've done it.
We rise together. When I smile, you smile. And don't worry about me. Don't worry about me.
It's taken a lot for them to stand here. Lots of tears and lots of sleepless nights. And
If I fall, you fall.
I love you guys. You did it.
And if I rise, we'll rise together.
Let's cry on the stage. It's stage is for the crying thing. Don't stop.
You'll smile.
Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. Woohoo! We'll take care.
Don't worry about
Thank you. Thank you. I love you guys.
Cheers to Shikha Khanna! Hooray! Hooray! Hooray!
Love you, Shikha.
Thank you, Mavansa. The virtual moms who couldn't make it here are standing. We're doing the book right now.
Love you, Shikha.
Thank you, Frank. Thank you for being there.
Thank all you beautiful mothers.
For mothers, a champagne bottle was getting opened now. So my goodness, we've done it. Now everybody will definitely listen to us.
Shikha, we want you to sign every book.
which we are going to be possessing or anybody is going to be. And they're signing the first book here.
Also, we want to thank Kunal here. It was apt that he popped the cork on this, because he helped all of us with our stories and getting it to the stage it is today by condensing it. So thank you so much. Please come and share the champagne with us. You can jump up here after the 0.25 kilometer walk today. Thank you so much. So Kunal, we want to ask you, since you read so many stories from morning, what inspired you?
I just think that I have officially adopted a child few years back. That's Kunal Anand, who has been standing next to us, editing the story so that we don't make it very boring and long. So a big round of applause for Kunal, listening to all the mothers and editing it. And I want the team to come in, Sakshi, Prajakta, and Sonali, Ramya. Come on team. You know, they didn't disturb me at all for last 3 days. They've just managed the whole show and they've done it. Come on, Prajakta, come on. Let's one. Thank you. Here's the team. A big, standing up for moms is the new generation, the next generation. Thank you so much. Yeah, all women volunteers, huh? Except Kunal. Kunal is not here. Yeah. Yes. All right. Come, Sakshi. Come on. Thank you. Virtual moms, one, just unlock your mic. Some hooting and shouting from different parts of the world. Come on. We can't hear them. Come on. Thank you. Thank you for your contribution. I'm going to get you guys this side or some other side. I don't know where. All right. Thank you. I think Geetika, will you want to come on stage and take the photo with the press? Anita ji, can you come on stage? We'll take a picture for the press for the thing. books for sale right there, and we are opening up the dinner now. I think it's already open, but still. I was supposed to make this announcement, so I'm making it.